Você que tá ouvindo esse podcast, quer saber por que o Senac EAD é o melhor pra você?
Com certeza. Diga!
Além de ser reconhecido nacionalmente pela atuação em educação profissional de qualidade, o Senac EAD conta com mais de 400 cursos entre livres, técnicos, graduação, pós-graduação, extensão universitária e programa de aprendizagem e mais de 390 polos próprios em todo o país.
Ah, e não pode esquecer de falar que ainda por cima é nota máxima no MEC.
Tá vendo? Quer saber? Senac EAD. Acesse ead.senac.br e saiba mais.
Desculpe a pausa no seu podcast, mas vim contar uma novidade. O Pão de Açúcar lançou uma nova campanha e aposto que a música não vai sair da sua cabeça. Começa assim.
Ser feliz é tudo de pão, tudo de pão, tudo de pão.
E aí, decorou? No Pão você encontra tudo que você gosta para deixar momentos felizes ainda mais felizes, onde você preferir e do jeitinho que só o pão sabe fazer. Agora curta o seu podcast.
Desde 2019, a Toyota vem acelerando o futuro, produzindo no Brasil o primeiro híbrido flex do mundo. De lá pra cá, as coisas mudaram. Muitos entraram na tendência que a gente criou. Mas sabe o que não mudou? A confiança do brasileiro na Toyota, que não veio da noite pro dia. Toyota, no futuro há muito tempo. Paz no trânsito começa por você.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well, at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it. Welcome back, Ram fans. This is a recap of the Rams' overtime loss to the Detroit Lions, 26-20 in Detroit Sunday night. Hopefully you caught our quick reaction. Ian and I posted last night after the game, get into a little bit more detail here, and we'll come back Tuesday night or soon thereafter. Ian will be chiming in with even more detail on how certain players performed after watching some film. Kind of mixed feelings about this game. There was a moment early in the second half I thought this was getting away from us. Our offensive line was decimated. Had A.J. Curry, Warren McClendon, and Bo Limmer out there, along with Kevin Dotson and Jonah Jackson. 3 starters down, as well as a backup left tackle. But the Rams got it together. Matthew Stafford leading this offense, making plays, Tyler Johnson, Cooper Kupp, Colby Parkinson, everybody pitching in, and the defense playing really, really well. Now in the end, yeah, bad result, lots of injuries, but at the same time, you got to feel good about this team and where it's headed. Just need to bounce back with a win over the Arizona Cardinals, and hopefully these injury reports are not that bad. Steve Avila, Puka Nacua, and Joseph Noteboom all leaving the game. Alaric Jackson won't be back until week 3. Rob Havenstein hopefully back next week. This team has some issues to deal with, which means it would have been even more important for us to steal a win. A game we probably really deserved to win, given the situation. But hey, it's a long season. This Rams team will be back. I feel pretty good about their moxie, about the heart they showed. Just need to get healthy and get back on the field next week and get a win in Arizona. Recap this game real quickly. Teams traded 3 and outs, and then they traded field goals. And then the Lions got the first touchdown of the night. Big play was a 37-yarder to Jameson Williams, followed by a 26-yard screen play, a 13-yard reverse, and the Lions cashed in for the touchdown. Rams had a chance to tie it up before halftime. Stafford throws an interception in the end zone, so they go to the half 10-3, and at that point, Rams have a 166 to 124 total yards advantage. And the leading receiver in the game, of all people, Colby Parkinson, 3 catches for 45 yards. Rams had leaned heavily on the pass. Kyren Williams, 5 rushes for 23 yards. Lions' second possession of the third quarter, Jameson Williams beats Trey White for a 52-yard touchdown. Lions were up 17-3, and at this point, Steve Avila is out of the game. Joseph Noteboom's out of the game. Puka Nakua's out of the game. Not looking good for our Los Angeles Rams. But Stafford takes the Rams downfield for a touchdown. Cooper Kupp and Stafford going to work, helped out by a pass interference penalty. 11 plays, 70 yards. Kyren Williams for the score. And it's 17-10. Rams had a chance to tie it up, and it looked like they did. Jordan Whittington scoring on an end around, but they call holding on A.J. Akuri. Rams end up settling for a field goal. It's 17-13. Rams defense playing really well, though. John Johnson comes up with an interception, and Stafford and Kupp go back to work. Kupp has a beautiful toe tap around the sideline and eventually scores. Stafford to Kupp, Rams up 20-17. Rams had a chance to put it away late in the fourth quarter, could not convert, and the Lions got the ball back, helped out by a helmet-to-helmet hit, were able to get the tying field goal, forcing overtime. Lions win the toss, and to their credit, roll down the field. David Montgomery doing most of the damage. Lions get the winning touchdown, 26-20 Lions in overtime. At that point, can't really bang on the Rams defense too much. They had played so good all night long. Maybe just got a little worn down by the time overtime rolled around. Some final stats for you. Stafford, 34 for 49 for 317 yards, had the one interception, the one TD. Kyren Williams, not the best day, 18 rushes for 50 yards, 2.8 yards per carry. Kupp finished with 14 catches for 110 yards. Tyler Johnson, 5 for 79. Colby Parkinson, 4 for 47. Johnson had the interception. Quentin Lake was the leading tackler, and Jared Verse and Byron Young both had sacks. This is a very good Lions offense, and the Rams defense did a pretty good job until that overtime drive, really. Jared Goff, 18 for 28 for 217 yards. David Montgomery finished with 91 yards rushing. Seemed like most of it came on that last drive. Jameson Williams, 5 catches for 121 yards. Remember, he had 1 catch for 52 yards. Rams held Sam Laporta for 4 catches, 45 yards. And Amon St. Brown, 3 catches for 13 yards. Rams ended up outgaining the Lions, 387 yards to 363 yards. And it's even more impressive when you consider the Lions had that extra overtime possession. But the Lions did average 6 yards per play, where the Rams only averaged 5.2. Hey, I'm going to review what I called out as my fearsome 4 keys to this game, the keys to a Rams victory, see how I did, and then we'll come back after the break and talk about a bunch of more stuff. Key number 1 was who's going to win in the trenches, and I mostly meant on defense and stopping this Detroit Lions running game. I'd call that a wash. If we had done a better job at that, might have won this game, especially in overtime. We were just worn down by then. Fearsome key number 2 was finish in the red zone. Well, I don't know. Not a total failure. We did manage 2 touchdowns. We also settled for 2 field goals, threw an interception, and turned the ball over on downs. And my third key was the 2 tight ends. And, Colby Parkinson, for the most part, outplayed Sam Laporta, or at least he was a bigger factor. I don't know what the Rams defense was doing, but they took away Sam Laporta for the most part, and Colby Parkinson did his part. And fearsome key number 4, some wins in the pass rush. I guess we did. I was hoping for more. We did force the interception. We got the 2 sacks. We harassed Goff a little bit. He did have that 1 scramble, unfortunately. That was another big play. If you hold the Lions on a 3rd down conversion, sometimes it's really not that big a deal because they're just going to go for it on 4th down. They're different in that regard.
Meu nome é Cairo Santos e eu sou kicker e único brasileiro jogando na NFL. Cada chute, cada jarda conquistada, cada passo me levou para mais perto dos meus sonhos. Agora, a cada R$200 em compras com seu Visa cadastrado, você tem a chance de ficar mais perto do sonho de assistir ao Super Bowl 59. E usando o seu cartão de débito, você ainda concorre a prêmios diários de até R$1.000. Não importa o tamanho do seu sonho, dê o primeiro passo. Visa, apoiando seus passos aonde você quiser chegar.
What were my fearsome 4 big plays of the game? Well, I was tracking some important plays early in the game and later, but after thinking about it, really comes down to 4 plays that went against the Rams. If any one of these plays goes the Rams' way, they come out on the good side of any one of these plays, they probably win the game. The first one was that 4th and 4 conversion. Cooper Kupp looked like he had it. Ball got slapped away, cost the Rams 3 points, possibly a touchdown. The second one was the interception in the end zone. Another 3 points thrown away and possibly 7 points. Bad pass by Matthew Stafford really cost the Rams. The third one was the 52-yard touchdown, Jared Goff to Jameson Williams. Need to make the Lions earn those points. That was just too easy. That was a backbreaker. And the fourth one, Jordan Whittington appeared to have scored a touchdown, but A.J. Curry had to hold. It's actually a face mask. Didn't need to do it. Cost the Rams, and they had to settle for a field goal. So Rams were just throwing away points on 3 possessions, and then they gave the Lions an easy 7 points as well. Any one of those plays goes the Rams' way. They're probably flying home from Detroit 1-0. Who am I giving my game balls to? I'm going to have to give one to Kobe Durant. He seemed to be really flying around the field, making some plays, and I'm not going to criticize him for not making that interception. That was a heck of a play, elevating just to get his hands on the ball. Man, that would have been a big play, but it's not a play that we can say he should have made. So I don't think Rams should be ruining that lost interception. Durant made a great play just to break it up. And Colby Parkinson and Tyler Johnson, co-game balls for those two, really stepping up and contributing. Weren't sure if these two guys are going to be important pieces. I thought Colby Parkinson would need to be, and he was, especially in the first half. Not sure why the Rams went away from him in the second half. And really the entire D. I got to say it over and over again. Now, Ian's going to come back with some more details and some perhaps grades on some of these guys and the offensive line. Maybe Bo Limmer had a great game. Maybe Kevin Dotson did. Maybe a bunch of these defenders. Christian Roseboom and Troy Reeder, I think, both had good games. Although I will say this about Troy Reeder and some of the other defenders. There were a lot of plays where they made the play, then they sort of kind of didn't finish it well. And finally, Matthew Stafford gets a game ball. What a warrior. He was making plays when he shouldn't have, extending plays, scrambling a little bit. Another no-look pass. Now, he had a couple of bad plays, the one interception especially. But overall, got to hand it to Matthew Stafford, taking some shots, getting up off the ground, and leading this team to what should have been a win, really. Without Matthew Stafford, we would have had no shot in this football game. Now, are there any Rams I should be throwing shade at? Well, I'm going to start with the person that didn't even play in this game, Alaric Jackson. Really put this team in a bind, and it cost us. If Alaric Jackson is available for this game, that might have been the difference. I don't know what he did. I don't know why he's suspended, but I hope he realizes that he might have cost the Rams a win in this game. Other than that, hey, you know what? Our offensive line struggled. You got guys like A.J. Curry, who's not even supposed to be out there. I'm not going to bang on him. He gave his best effort, I'm sure. Was not a good effort. And I have a feeling we'll have some negative reports from Ian on a couple of our defenders. I'll hold fire on that because I'm not sure. I also wanted to start a new segment here called My Rookie Watch because we got so many of them. How did our rookies do? Our first-round pick, Jared Verse, he had a sack there. Overall, I think he played okay. Disappeared for times. I think they actually rotated him in and out quite a bit, so I'll be interested in seeing his snap count. And Braden Fisk, he had a couple of plays. That's another guy I'd like to see what Ian has to report on him. Hey, rookies playing along the front there in the first game, you got to temper your expectations. But I didn't see anything that disappointed me or concerned me, that's for sure. Jordan Whittington got some snaps and should have had a touchdown. And Bo Limmer came in, played center. Didn't look like he was playing poorly. He was at least okay, as Ian said in our quick reaction video. And then Joshua Carty, he was perfect on the night. 2 field goals, 2 extra points. Didn't hit any long ones, but how many of us were holding our breath even on those extra points? I certainly was. Blake Corum did not get any carries. That surprised me. We will be seeing him soon enough, though. And Cam Kinchins had that unfortunate penalty. You know what? That's a really tough thing for a safety coming up trying to make the tackle. He'll learn from that mistake. That was pretty costly, though. Share some thoughts on the coaching here. Now, obviously, we all thought the Rams were going to try to run the ball more, especially with DJ Reader out. You know, Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the league. He had a plan, and he stuck with it. Maybe it was dictated somewhat by what happened with the offensive line. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I really thought it was odd that they would go for it on 4th down from the 23-yard line. Puka Nacua had just left the game. Matthew Stafford had just got his ankle banged. Thought they'd just take a deep breath, kick the field goal in that situation. And I also thought those 2 drop back passes at the end of regulation, you know what, they scared the heck out of me. What are the chances they're really going to be able to succeed? And what are the chances something really bad's going to happen and they lose the game right there? And that almost did happen. However, I do think giving teams the ball at the 30 does change things a little bit, allows them to be a little bit more aggressive, but I thought that was a mistake. I'll comment on the referees real quickly. That one false start on Warren McClendon, I thought he was perfect on that, but the Rams got away with a few as well. A.J. Curry had an obvious hold, and McClendon had a trip, so can't complain too much about the refereeing. Now, the announcers, I really love Chris Collinsworth. He's very fair, keeps it positive for both teams. I kind of like that. I did think it was kind of funny when they went up to show the Rams booth. Mike LaFleur up there, the Rams offensive coordinator. He's got a headset and a mic, but he's just watching the game. And then they swing over to Sean McVay, and he's on the mic making the calls. So I just thought that was a little interesting. Well, that's a wrap for the recap. Lions 26, Rams 20 in overtime. Kind of unfair. Lions actually covered the spread there with that touchdown in overtime. If I was a betting man on that game, I'd be a little teed off about that. We'll have a roundtable coming up in the next day or two with more details on this game. My updated power rankings, next week's picks, and we'll be previewing the Rams-Cardinals game, of course. Keep the faith, Ram fans. Pretty painful night. Rams lose to Detroit in overtime, but feeling good about this team. Just got to get healthy, bounce back, get to 1-1. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.